Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to share with you our new back to school morning routine as a family of 6. I would also like to thank Skylight Calendar for sponsoring today's video. Alright, let's be so genuinely honest right now. I am not a morning person, as you know, probably one of the first things I say in every single morning routine, but lately it has been so hard to get back into the rhythm of back to school. You saw Ella, my 5-year-old in my bed who just started kindergarten. Her routine is to get into our bed every night in the middle of the night, and I don't try to break it because I know that they're only little for so long and she still goes to sleep in her own bed. But the first thing I'm doing is taking my Synthroid because I have Hashimoto's thyroid disease, and then I'm getting dressed. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I could never get ready in the morning. It literally takes me 5 minutes to get ready in the morning on a school morning. I just throw on very minimal makeup, brush my hair, throw it in a clip, and I'm done. So this is me just getting ready. If you've seen my routine videos in the past, pre-summer, we would work out at least 4 to 5 days a week at 5:30 to 5:45 in the morning. I am really looking forward to getting back on that schedule, but I'm just giving myself and all of us so much grace right now because it's our first time having all 4 kids in some type of schooling. If you're new here, I have a 3rd grader, a 1st grader, a kindergartner, and a little one in pre-K 3 days a week for 2.5 hours. So not a lot, but it's still, something for her. And all 4 kids are out of the house at one point or the other for 3 days a week, plus lots of sports and all of that. So we are just being very gentle on ourselves, which is something that I'm learning really the hard way to do. I'm finally getting it at 35, just to be gentle on myself with routines and things, because before, if everything didn't go as planned, I saw myself as a failure. How could you not wake up earlier? How could you not have all this done? But no, I don't do that anymore, and I really encourage you not to do that to yourself either. So while I'm getting ready in the morning, Chris is just making all of the beds. This is just something that starts our day right. I'd also like to mention that Chris and I tag team everything, so it's not like he makes the beds every morning. Sometimes I do it, and sometimes somebody unloads a dishwasher, all of those things, but eventually it all gets done and we just tag team it all. So I'm very blessed to have him, and I'd also like to say he's very blessed to have me, but it definitely helps, for him to be home and helping me. But anyway, once the beds are made, we're going downstairs. The boys are always the first ones awake. They wake up probably before 6 a.m. every day, and they are just watching whatever they watch on TV. I will say there's nothing better than seeing your kids waking up with their sleepy hair and their sleepy eyes. I think it's the cutest thing in the world, and I love that I get to come downstairs and wake up to my sweet boys every morning. So now it's time for coffee. Chapel and Rylan have been out. This is the creamer that I've been using. It's like the pumpkin spice real milk and cream. I like that it wasn't a ton of ingredients in there, but yeah, so once we have our coffee, we go ahead and check out what is on our calendar today. And I would like to introduce to you the Skylight calendar. This thing is amazing. I'm a huge planner and I have to have everything down for me to see. I'm a very visual person, and it just helps keep me on track as a mom of 4. I have been eyeing this calendar forever, and I'm so excited to finally have one. If you don't know what the Skylight calendar is, it's an all-in-one smart family calendar that helps keep track of the whole family, organized with schedules. There's chore charts, meal planning, and they even have customizable lists, and it's available in either 10 or 15 inches. And it just helps families stay connected and cut through the chaos of a family life. So we keep our Skylight calendar in the kitchen just so that everybody can see it and so that the kids can check off their chore chart. Plus, that's pretty much where I spend most of my time and where we spend most of our time as a family. So I love that it's just right there and that we can all look through it whenever we want. So the Skylight calendar is touchscreen, as you can see on here. So it's a smart calendar and you can sync all of your existing calendars for your family's use. So there's Google, Apple, Cozy, Outlook, and even others. We have Team Snap for our soccer games, and even that is able to be uploaded into Skylight. So it's really nice because you just sync everything from your phone. And there's even an app that I'll show you in a little bit here on screen where you can just add things from your phone, which is nice because if I'm thinking of something and I'm not right there on my calendar, I can put it in my phone and sync it straight to my kitchen in my Skylight calendar. I really love all the features on here because it just helps keep me on track down to adding things to my grocery list and meal planning. Everything is just so simple and makes me feel less overwhelmed and overloaded, especially right now back to school. There's so much going on getting back into sports and all of that. So this is the app on my phone. You can see how organized and nice it is. You can just go in and add anything. You can sync your calendar. You can add chores to your kids' list. I also like that the kids don't have to have a phone to like complete the chore list. They just come right up to the Skylight calendar and check off what they've done so far. So I have both their morning and evening routines in there for them to click off and just to remember everything for school before they walk out the door, as well as what to do when they get home from school. So besides all of the other things that I love, like it being color coded, having monthly, daily, weekly views, it also has an option to put repeating events. So every Friday, for example, is our DIY pizza night, and I just add that in and it goes to every Friday. And it's just amazing. Like here, I'm just going to show you an example. I'm adding date night to my cell phone calendar that is linked to Skylight, and you can see it just pops right up on screen here. It's genuinely so simple to use. Chris also syncs his calendar on here because there is like family sharing. You can share with your family members and sync up their calendars as well. It just keeps us all on the same page and makes our life so much easier. I honestly, like, this has been a huge blessing for our family. Down to, you see the chores here, I have the kids color coded. I have their morning routine, their evening routine. It just really helps us all create really healthy habits. Skylight Calendar is a must-have for a smooth, organized school year. Go to skylightcal.com/Tiffani and use my code Tiffani or scan the QR code for 10% off. So basically, Chris and I just have our coffee and, have a few seconds to talk about the day after looking at our calendar, and Evie is awake now, so it is the best thing getting her in the morning. She is so sweet and just my little love bug, and I don't want her to grow up anymore. Now she's running to Daddy to give him a good morning hug. She probably is usually the last one to wake up, but it's still not super late. It's still pretty early right now. So one of the things we do in the morning is just get the kids vitamins ready that they take after breakfast. They take the Vimergy Kids B12, zinc, vitamin D, and fish oil. And I always also show like the Mary Ruth's gummies that we use if we're in a rush. So I just like to have all of that in my back pocket, and then we usually mix it with a little bit of orange juice or blueberry juice or Ningxia. But they are so used to taking it like this, it's not a problem at all. Everly also, it loves her Ningxia packet, so she probably does have one every single morning. But now that everyone is awake and we have our coffee, we usually drink our coffee while unloading the dishwasher, packing lunches, making sure we have everything in everyone's book bags, packing snacks, just all of those things. Those are all part of our morning routine. We have that on the calendar too, like make sure you have your lunch, make sure you have your snack, make sure for Carter that he has his laptop, just all of those little reminders, especially because it's the beginning of the school year. It's a whole lot. Our morning routine is by far not perfect in any way. We're kind of all over the place, but it all gets done before it's time to catch the bus. Everly has now moved on to frozen fruit. She just tells us what she wants and we just give it to her in the morning. But she does really love frozen fruit. Do your kids ever like the frozen fruit from the bag? It all started when I was making a smoothie and they tried like the frozen fruit and they just love it. I will say I love frozen mangoes. They're delicious. I'm interested to see like, do your kids normally pack lunch or buy lunch? My kids, so far today, actually, when I'm doing this voiceover, is Ella's first day buying lunch, and it's pizza. Tanner buys on pizza day and French toast stick day, and that is it. Carter says he's never buying lunch from school again. He does like to get like a snack, and I can see like on his lunch card what he gets. And apparently he's a very big Fire Hot Dorito fan. You'll also see that I'm brewing another cup of coffee. I'm not usually like a two coffee right away in the morning type of person. I usually like spread it out, but I have just been exhausted, like absolutely exhausted, getting everything like back in the groove of things, coming back from the bay and unpacking and just making sure they have everything they need for school and the meals and the grocery shopping. It's definitely, it's been just hard to get back on track, mainly because I'm exhausted, but I don't know. I'm happy to be home. It feels good, like to get back into routine, but it has not been easy just like getting back on schedule and adjusting. But next week will be like our first real week of school without like half days, without orientations or anything like that. So I'm hoping everything will be a little bit more smooth and we all know what to expect now. There's less nerves and all of that. So the kids are done having breakfast and they're brushing their teeth. I'm still working on Tanner's lunch. The first day of school, he didn't touch his peanut butter and jelly that I made him. So I was like, you can just tell me what you want, bud. Like, if you're not going to eat it, don't waste it. And he's like, I want a fruit salad. So he did that a lot last year, too. So I'm making him a fruit salad for lunch. Ella had an avocado sandwich with everything seasoning, and Carter is fine with having a peanut butter and jelly for lunch every day of his life. He had some strawberries in his with chocolate covered pretzels. So after I put the pretzel thins in Tanner's lunch, he decided he wanted regular pretzels when he saw them in the pantry. So I wound up changing out his pretzels. I don't remember. Yep, there they are. Because I don't remember if I showed that or not. And then I'm just cut a string cheese. Carter's having cotton candy grapes. And yes, it kills me that he doesn't let me cut them because I'd be cutting my kids' grapes until college. And you know that. That's just how I am. I also am the mom that keeps a dechoker in the kitchen here as well as the kitchen in the bay, and I literally just thought about how I should put one in the car. But anyway, Carter is now checking off his list. Carter is like me and he loves having things like where you can see them. He's always checking out the calendar and he likes checking off his to-do list. He's also always like 20 minutes early for the bus because that's just like his personality. He has to be ready way ahead of time. So now I'm just packing the kids their little I love you napkins and finishing up their lunches finally. In like a perfect little YouTube world, everybody would eat at the same time, get the hair at the same time, get their vitamins at the same time, brush their teeth at the same time, but that's not realistic because just because you have kids doesn't mean they're all the same on the same schedule. You know what I mean? They're all human beings and do things on their time, but we always get it done and we always get out the door on time. But once I'm done doing everyone's hair, or once I'm done doing Tanner's hair, I'm moving on to Ella's hair. And this little hair box, I made a reel about it, but it makes life so much easier just having like this little caboodle basically to grab and go wherever they're at. And you can see I'm in like 10 different positions following her around to do her hair because that's just real life. And then you'll see later on, Evie asked for 2 French braids as well. And I got one done, and she decided that I didn't do it right and they were wrong. So she wound up going to school with just a clip in her bangs. But I choose my battles basically, and that was not a battle I was going to entertain. I was like, fine, just wear your hair down. I do not care. I really need to work on my part, but I was just trying to get out of the door on time. And then Evie, she's an angel letting me do her hair, right? And then she's like, you know what? Actually, I choose violence. That is not the right braid. We're not doing this. So now Chris is just giving everyone a hug and a kiss, and I walked them to the bus stop and stayed with them until the bus came. I'm really blessed, and they're all blessed too to have each other, but I'm really blessed that they all love school and get on the bus so nicely. And Ella is blessed that she has her siblings, so she's not alone. It's just really nice. Even though I'm one of 7 kids, I'm number 5, and I was never in the same school as any of my siblings. I was always in school by myself, so that was such a bummer, and I always remind them like how blessed they are. So now Evie is going to preschool and she loves it. She's sad that she doesn't go every day. But we are back home, and obviously, you guys know I'm a big fan of the crock pot. But what I'm truly a fan of is not having to clean up dinner with, you know, not to clean up like the dinner mess and along with everybody's plates and everything else. So to have dinner pretty much made and in a crock pot and the kitchen cleaned up and the dishes done, it's amazing. And I'll always remember the feeling of coming home from school and like the smell of like dinner already being done and the house being clean on those days that it was clean. And it just like made me in such a good mood. So the kids and I and Chris, we actually like plan our dinners ahead of time. So right now what we decided is that Wednesday is going to be our takeout night because we have so many like different practices and things that day. Um, Monday we haven't come up with anything yet, so that's kind of like still on the table. But we said Taco Tuesday, Wednesday takeout. They said Thursday chili night. I don't see us having chili every single Thursday, so we'll see what we get for that one. The DIY pizza night on Fridays, and Sundays are always like some kind of pasta, whether that's like lasagna or something like that. But we love a good pasta dish on a Sunday. So those are the things we have planned so far. In the past, we used to do like a breakfast for dinner night every night, or like something with a sauce on a certain night a week. So that's probably like our pasta night Sundays. But those little things just really just take the guesswork out of things, I guess, and make life more simple. So I like doing stuff like that. Stay tuned if you want to see like what we're making and everything. And as always, you can always request videos. I love like your ideas, and I love knowing what you want to see. I definitely plan on making a fall morning routine once we have our life like more together and like we're more into like the fall routine. But so far this is the morning routine. Got the kids all taken care of and off to school, come home, clean up the kitchen. That's usually like kind of a mess. Sometimes a full-blown like tornado went off in here, but doing that and just having dinner ready. And after this, like I had planned on and continue wanting to try to take a walk every day and get outside every day, even when it starts to get colder, because it's just so good for your mental health and it feels amazing. So that's why I have like my workout clothes on, and my goal was to hurry up and just get all of this cleaned up, get dinner in the crock pot, and then be able to have a second for Chris and I to take a walk before picking up Everly, because she's only at preschool for 2.5 hours, 3 days a week, and those 2.5 hours go by really quickly. So definitely try to maximize and be as productive as I can before she's home. And then once she's home, I get her lunch ready, and then we go for a nap around 12:30. So I'm sure I'll do like some days in the life so you can kind of see what our schedule is like. But it felt so good to have the chili in the crock pot and the cornbread muffins made. So I don't do fasting or anything like that. I have tried it in the past when I was just starting E2M, but it just wound up being later today by the time I was finally able to feed myself. But I'm just having avocado toast on the Canyon gluten-free bread with Mike's Hot Honey. You gotta try it. Don't knock it till you try it. Just need a tiny bit, not a lot, and some red pepper flake. It is amazing. One of my favorite meals. If I was more hungry, I'd put an egg on top of it, but I'm not. Before I eat that, I'm going to take my wellness shot, which I actually love these, and you can check out my last meal prep video for the recipe for those. So Chris, Carter, and Tanner also take the wellness shots. They really like them a lot. It's a little too strong for Ella or Everly. They're not really a big fan. I've made chili 1,000 times on my channel because we do eat it so much. I just use ground turkey, onion, garlic, salt, pepper, brown sugar or coconut sugar, and chili powder. So I think it was my back to school get it all done actually that has a step-by-step chili recipe if you're interested. It's our favorite. We've been having it for years, and the fact that even Carter and Ella love it. Tanner and Evie are like, don't really even want to try it, but Ella and Carter eat as much of it as I do. It is 11 a.m. and the kitchen's cleaned up. Dinner is ready, so I'm feeling pretty good and going on our walk and then to pick up Everly. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on Sunday.